In our darkest mythical tales, winter gods violently freeze the blood of arrogant mortals who wander into the cold abyss. Welcome to History Now Studios. We heavily merge true historical events with dark mythical lore to uncover the past today. In the freezing winter of 1959, 9 highly experienced adult hikers completely vanished in the Ural peaks. They boldly ventured deep into an incredibly hostile terrain known to the local tribes as the terrifying Mountain of Dead. When their heavily damaged tent was finally discovered weeks later, it had been violently slashed open from the inside out. All of their warm clothing and essential survival gear was left completely untouched inside the desperately ruined shelter. In our dark, epic tales, adult explorers flee from absolute demonic horrors that hunt them slowly in the cold, dark night. The actual historical evidence shows that terrified adults fled blindly into the sub-zero wilderness in mere stocking feet. What utterly horrifying threat could absolutely force deeply experienced mountaineers to choose certain death in the cold? Search teams found the first frozen bodies at the edge of the dark woods, grouped desperately around a very tiny fire now. They had fiercely broken high branches off the tall cedar tree, attempting to blindly climb away from an unseen predator. More terrifying discoveries awaited deep in the dark ravine, where the remaining adult hikers lay buried in heavy snow now. Their massive internal physical injuries were deeply devastating and completely impossible to explain by human violence. One adult had a completely crushed skull, while others suffered massive chest traumas equal to a brutal, heavy car crash. To make the terrible scene even more horrifying and utterly bizarre, some of the frozen victims were missing their tongues. In our mythological lore, this incredibly precise mutilation is a very dark punishment for speaking deeply cursed truths. But reality quickly became vastly stranger when heavily tested clothing revealed high levels of terrifying radiation, too. What mysterious and dark force could completely obliterate an entire highly trained adult group in the frozen night now? The official Soviet government investigation abruptly concluded they were killed by a highly compelling unknown force now. This extremely vague and heavily guarded answer instantly ignited decades of wild conspiracies and terrifying dark rumors. Many heavily suspected a highly classified and deeply secret military weapon testing gone horribly wrong in the mountains. Locals fiercely whispered about the legendary Russian Yeti, a massive, terrifying ape beast hunting the dark winter woods. In our immersive dark fantasy worlds, deep frozen tundras are heavily guarded by ancient and truly unforgiving elementals. Did the brave adult hikers accidentally awaken a deeply ancient slumbering terror that fiercely guarded the frozen peaks? Modern scientists heavily propose a truly terrifying but natural phenomenon known as an absolutely perfect slab avalanche. A heavy, massive block of hard snow could easily slip completely silently, heavily crushing the fragile tent in the dark. Panic would absolutely force the terrified adults to violently slice open the fabric to escape the heavy, crushing snows. Disoriented and heavily freezing, they stumbled blindly into the pitch-black abyss, entirely unprepared for the sheer cold. The deeply horrifying missing tissues were highly likely consumed by desperate natural wild scavengers under the dark ice. Yet even the most brilliant modern scientific explanations cannot completely erase the deeply haunting, mysterious shadow. The intensely glowing radiation on their cold clothing remains a truly baffling mystery that entirely defies simple logic. We deeply blend these terrifying historical facts with our epic mythological lore to fully respect the grand human mystery. The Dyatlov Pass completely proves that our real, actual Earth holds profound secrets vastly darker than any epic fiction. Mother Nature is an incredibly brutal and absolutely unforgiving deity when mortal humans dare to boldly cross her limits. The frozen Ural Mountains still silently keep their heavy, dark secrets buried securely beneath the endless, blinding snow. At History Now Studios, we deeply embrace the absolute terrifying unknown of true history and magnificent dark mythology. Every single dark shadow deeply hides a truly incredible story waiting patiently to be discovered by a brave explorer now. The tragic and terrifying demise of those brave adults serves as a truly heavy warning to all who challenge the deep wild. We must forever respect the ancient, quiet power of the absolutely desolate wilderness and the incredibly freezing elements. What deeply terrifying historical mystery or grand epic dark fantasy myth should we beautifully explore in our next story? Share your incredibly dark theories in the comments and prepare your brave mind for our next deeply immersive epic journey. True history is completely filled with terrifying dark blank pages that we must desperately try to accurately piece together. Our epic channel deeply relies on your immense curiosity to completely uncover the absolute grandest legends of time today. Subscribe to History Now Studios right now to perfectly immerse yourself in the deepest, absolute secrets of epic history.